It was built by them, to house them, to torture them, and in so many cases to murder them.
Welcome to my island party. Welcome to my island party. Welcome to my island party.
Welcome to the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Andaman and Nicobar Islands, the most amazing place you have never heard of. So just arrived here at the Cellular Jail. Can't wait to check out this place. This place was built in 1896. It took 10 years to complete. It was opened in 1906 and it was built to house the freedom fighters in India, the ones that were rejecting the British rule. They were sent here into this jail to be housed, tortured, and in many cases executed. So I'm going to enter this, take a look around, and see what sort of horrors went on here. Absolutely cannot wait. Let's go. Although this place looks so peaceful and beautiful right now, you could only imagine what this was like in the early 1900s. This is one of the first jails here which would put prisoners in individual cells as opposed to mixed dormitories, but that's probably due to the fact them being freedom fighters and keeping them apart as a way for them to not being able to work together and figure out plans on what to do and how to escape and how to rise up. Obviously, if you house individuals in cells, that's what would make that much more difficult. The cells were 13 feet high, 7 foot wide, I read. And parts of the jail were destroyed, but some of the wings were kept intact. And that's what we get to visit today. So let's go check out some of the cells, see what it would have been like to live in here. And trust me, like, the heat of this place and the humidity is a madness. You could only imagine what it would like to be in one of these cells in this heat. Oof. Even the entrances to the cells, tiny, absolutely tiny. Wow. This would have been the homes all day, every day for some of the freedom fighters just in these cells. It's like B-Wing at Strangeways, isn't it? So just imagine it if a country that just invaded yours and came to take control and you were against that, you would have been sent to a place like this. That's me. That would have been me. I'd have been freedom fighter. I'd have been sent here, maybe executed. But yeah, the torture that went on here was apparently beyond repetition. Some of the worst things that the British ever did in the name of colonization happened in this jail. All built from brick, hard brick and iron. And again, you cannot in any way underestimate what it would have been like considering the heat and the humidity of this place, to be locked up in these conditions for nothing but wanting to reject colonization. So the names of the incarcerated from Punjab, so this is the Punjab region of India. So you'll see lots of Singh. The name Singh is very synonymous with Punjab, part of India. And here's another one from a complete different region of India, Uttar Pradesh. Lots of different names. And again, prisoners that were from the Bengal region. Built so close to the bay, surrounded by the ocean. So these work sheds were set up in between the wings of the jail, and in these work sheds, prisoners were expected to make rope. They were also expected to create coconut oil, but it turns out like the numbers and the quotas that they had to make per day were near impossible to complete. So of course, not being able to complete those numbers meant punishment from the guards, and that would happen on a daily basis. I was just reading here about the oil grinding. It says it was the most difficult work, which caused death, insanity, and general strikes of the political prisoners in the cellular jail. Whew. So yeah, basically having unexpected realities of what you were supposed to make that day, and if you didn't make those, then there would be routine punishments, which you could only imagine in a political prison what those sorts of punishments were. So these were the crossbar fetters. It's the way the prisoners were kept. Basically it's like chains, but not chains, they're more like rods. These are the chained ones. This poor was kept in chains. But these are more like the rods. And this was the punishment dress. So I'm guessing this is what you had to wear when you were receiving your punishment for not filling the quota, which was extremely unrealistic. Members of the jail were flogged, probably flogged as a punishment for not being able to hit that target number. And this is the gallows, where prisoners who were under serious sentences or prisoners that had tried to escape, etc., this is where they were taken to and hanged. They were hanging them 3 at a time, or they had up to the chance to hang them 3 at a time. This place sends a shiver down your spine. 500,000 rupees this jail cost to build, which in 1906 would have been a lot of money. It was actually built by the freedom fighters under force, obviously. It was built by them to house them, to torture them, and in so many cases to murder them. Mahatma Gandhi spent time in this jail, it is believed, I've been told. So I met somebody a couple of days ago, and he was telling me that his grandfather was a freedom fighter in this jail. And you just get the freedom fighter spirit a lot around this part of the island. You know, a lot of the parks and memorials are connected to the freedom fighters, obviously in celebration. When I think it was 1949, India got back its independence and became a republic. But don't hold me to that. I'm not a historian. I'm just a curious. Many of the prisoners wouldn't have been here for a set time, on a set sentence. It just would have been sent here. Sent here indefinitely. The acoustics are not good in this room. Yeah, a lot of the prisoners would have just been sent here indefinitely, not with a certain time or sentence. Just sent here for defying and fighting back against the British rule. Oof, what a place. I guess I'm just about to leave the cellular jail. But wow, what an interesting part of history of the island. I said this whole island, this whole part of the island, lots of memorials, lots of parks. It's all dedicated to the freedom fighters. Freedom fighters that built this jail, and where a lot of them died in this jail as well. Like here in this park, one of many statues dedicated to the freedom fighters